Hello all, welcome to the video. In this video, we are going to learn about different workbooks, worksheets, range, and cells. As you can see on the screen now, the topics to be covered in this particular topic are in this particular session are introduction to cells, what is a cell, then a workbook function, worksheets or sheets function, and next will be the range and how to enter or how to edit content in a cell in an Excel cell using these above functions. So without wasting time, let's get back to the Excel. Okay, so I'm using the same Excel which we have seen in the previous sessions, for which the developer tab has been added, and for which the Excel have been saved as .xlsm, so that that Excel can be a macro-enabled workbook, and we can type in the code in that. So let's get to the editor window. So again, as you can see, we have the same functions which we have used in the previous sessions. We'll create a new module. Insert a new module. Okay, so we'll name it as subroutine session 4. Okay, so guys, if you wish to write any content over here in any of the cells in Excel or any of the sheets, so what is important is to learn these worksheet functions or these workbook functions. So we'll go through one by one. So the first function we have on the list is workbook function. It starts with workbooks dot, and we have different options here. We have dot add, dot application, dot can checkout, and so on, so on. You can see here. We will see two important functions from this. So if we have workbooks dot add, which it means this function or this line will create a new Excel, and like again it will be in a temp memory. It won't it is not saved anywhere. You'll have to save it separately. So this particular line will add a new workbook. Next is workbooks dot open. This particular line will open an existing workbook. Maybe I can show you this particular function. Let me give you one example. Say consider I want to open this particular workbook, so I'll copy the path. So if you could just do this, it will give you the options, like what all the options here. Again, the same thing. Whatever return in square brackets, those are optional. So it can, if we pass only just one command to it or one parameter to this particular function, this will work. So I'm pasting a path slash copy dot xlsm. With this particular line, it should open that existing workbook. So let me just run this particular. I pressed F8 again, as we have discussed in the previous sessions. F8 is to debug the code, and F5 is to execute the code. So if you wish to execute this particular subroutine, click on the subroutine, click on inside or the subroutine name, and press F8. And I've again pressed F8, and you can see this copy of XLSM is open now. Maybe I can show you again. I have closed it. You can see here it is not present. I can, yeah, you can see this. So this is how we use this workbook dot open. Similarly, we had that workbooks dot add. Next is okay. On the similar hand, we have this active workbook option, workbook function. So again, it says if you wish to activate or the other options over here. So I'll tell you what active book is first of all. So this active book refers to the book or the Excel worksheet on which we are working now. So right now we are just editing this new Microsoft Excel worksheet .xlsm. So this active workbook is referring to this particular workbook now. So again, if you open this particular new workbook, And if you're operating over that workbook, if you switch to that WBL, this particular workbook, that new workbook, that will become an active workbook. So in short, active workbook will be the one on which you are operating currently. So let me show you a few options like activate. So this will activate the current opening workbook, and we have many options like dot close, we have dot quit, and then yeah, like you can see we have so many options over here. We have save and we have save as. So the function which we have seen, active workbook dot add, maybe I can show you that. Set wb2 is equals to workbooks dot add, and if you write wb2 dot or active workbook dot save or save as, you can do this for this particular workbook, or you can do this with the current workbook as well if you wish to save the current workbook, or if you wish to save it at a different location, then you can do it with the help of these options. Yeah, these are quite options which we have in active workbook. Maybe you can go through these options once you are having some hands-on. For the moment, I'm just commenting it out. So this is about workbook option. Next function we have is sheets function. So you can see sheets function takes index, or it can take the sheet name as well. So if you give it as index 1, then it will open up in the first sheet from this particular workbook. So if you have multiple worksheets over here, so it starts with 1, 2, 3, and 4. So depending on the index which you have provided here, that particular worksheet will be opened up. Or if you're not sure with the index, you can give the name as well. So I can give the name as maybe sheet 1 here, or let me give the name VBA session. Let me copy this, and I'll give a name over here. So this way, it is like now you're pointing to this VBA session sheet. Inside this, we have different functions like we have range, we have value, we have dot copy, we have dot clear. So we'll come to those functions in the later parts like of this series. We have a different sessions, uh, dedicated sessions for these particular topics. So this is how we do it. So you can either write this sheets directly, or you can write this wb1 dot sheets likewise. So this refers to sheet 1, this refers to this VBA session sheet from this particular workbook. And if you're just giving it like this, it will take from the active workbook, which means it will take from this particular workbook. So to avoid confusion, as of now, we'll just look after this particular thing. So this is sheets function. Next is range function. So now since we have selected a sheet, if we wish to write a data in say A1, so how to specify this particular cell? So this cell can be specified with two options. One is dot range function and other is dot cells function. So I'll tell you first of all the range function. So any cell you are clicking on Excel, you can see there is a cell assigned to this particular. There's a value assigned to this particular cell, or there's a name assigned to this particular cell. You can see here this is called as J8 because this J and 8. Then it has O1. Then it has Q15. So this particular name will help us in identifying that particular range. So for now, it says this as A1. So I'll say dot range. Oh, I missed dot range A1, and it's a dot value. So this particular line now points to range A1 or cell A1 from this particular workbook or this particular sheet on the active workbook. So it says on this VBA session worksheet in A1, now it is referring to this particular line. So you can set data to this particular cell, or you can retrieve data from this particular cell as well. So setting a data is like just say equals to, maybe I'll put in my name. That's it. And retrieving a data, maybe you can say X is equals to sheets VBA session dot range A1 dot value. So that's how you retrieve the data. So we will just execute it once. Yeah, you can see like this workbook have opened up, this copy.xlsm. Maybe I'll just go here and we'll skip this line for now. Uh-oh. Okay, now you can see now the pointer is on this particular workbook, this copy.xlsm, and inside this copy.xlsm there's no such sheet available with the name VBS session. That's why it is giving me this particular error, subscript out of range. So to avoid this, what we can do is we can come back to our sheet, click anywhere, which it means we are activating this particular workbook, and then this particular will work. You can see it has a data now. And if you wish to retrieve the data, okay, we'll see like there might be some mistake here. We'll come over here back. I'm just commenting out these lines so that maybe we'll just execute it once again. Okay, yeah, cool. We'll come over here. I'll again press F8, and here we are. Okay, so that's how we write any code over here. So this is one way to enter a data in a range. There's another way to enter a data, which is using cells function, which it says function dot way dot cells. So now cells means is rows comma columns. So these are rows and these are columns. So we'll need to give the location for this particular range. So it says first row and first column. So it will be 1 comma 1. If we have this G2, which means second row, and 1 2 3 4 5 6 7, seventh column. So it would be 2 comma 7. Let's write in maybe C2. So it would be 2 comma 3. So 2 comma 3 dot value equals to here. Let's execute it. You can see this. So this is how like you can give it through range, or you can give it through directly specifying the cells like the rows comma columns. If you don't have this particular range or the name box, you can do it with the help of this cells as well. So that's all we have here. So maybe what we can do is we'll create a button and we'll assign it to this particular subroutine, and we'll try it from there in the next topic. So maybe I just delete it over here. Let me execute it again. You can see this. So this is how you get the contain. So this is how again you can operate over different sheets as we have it over here. You can operate over different sheets. You can enter a data in these sheets. You can retrieve the data with the help of that sheets.range.value or with the help of sheets.cells.value. So that's all we have for this particular video. In the next video, we'll see about operating within sheets and across the sheets. Like we'll copy a content from one sheet and we'll paste it in another sheet. We'll try to work over those particular operations in the next video. So till then, thank you.